All right, folks. I don't need these. I'm going to really quickly just walk you through the process of sponsoring a podcast using the rule of seven. Now, one of the things that I found with sponsorships is that there are generally 2 or 3 parts to a successful sponsorship that lead to people getting the throughput that they want and the results that they want, right? And so, there's probably some return on investment that you're looking to get. And just to give you an example, there was a sponsor that I had, and they put up an offer where if you came and you did a free trial, that you would get a free t-shirt, right? So you sign up for their service and you get the t-shirt. And when they sponsored, they gave away a ton of t-shirts. I mean, it was ridiculous. It was hundreds of t-shirts that they mailed to people, right, that signed up for that free trial. And they were super excited. I mean, just thrilled, right? And then they quit sponsoring after, a few weeks. And I was like, what's the deal? And it turned out that they had this problem where the offer was something that people would capitalize on, right? I don't have to I go sign up, I get a free t-shirt. But nobody was staying. Nobody was sticking around to use their product, right? And this really illustrated to me one of the 2 issues. So the offer was on point, right? And we'll talk about offers in another episode of this. But the issue is that what they really wanted was not what they offered, right? So the offer was sign up for a free month or a free trial for a month and you get the t-shirts. So people would sign up for free trial and not do anything, right? Make sure they cancel at the end of it. And what they wanted people to do is they wanted people to sign up and stick around, right? And so what they could have done with the offer is they actually could have offered, if you stay for 3 months or something, then you get the t-shirt. But the other thing is that they picked up the t-shirt because of their relationship with me, not because of their relationship with this company, right? In fact, they probably didn't even remember to go back to that company, right? And check out whatever it was that they were offering. So at the end of the day, what wound up happening is people would go and sign up for this offer and then they wouldn't stick around. So what could they have done differently, right? This is the thing that kind of got me. And there were a few other companies that seemed to kind of get it, right? Their offer may not have been as strong, but they were getting the ROI that they wanted. And then when they quit doing certain things, they quit getting the ROI that they wanted. And one of the main things was follow-up, right? So the money is in the follow-up. And this is what the rule of seven is the rule of seven is that people will take your offer typically after they've been exposed to or heard from you 7 times, right? This is why when I get on a call, if you're one of the sponsors that have gotten on a call with me and I've said, look, you need to sponsor like 6 to 8 times, and you're like, well, let's just try it for a week or 2, and I push back and I'm like, no, it won't work. And the reason I'm telling you this is because they've done studies on this, and they've actually shown that if you get that exposure 7 times, then people will take you up on the offer. And the offer doesn't have to be buy my thing, right? The offer could be set up your free trial so you're using our product. The offer could be try out this new feature that we put into the app for you. The offer could be whatever, right? You upgrade your account. But you've got to hit them with it 7 times. You've got to be telling them the story about why that's going to make a difference. And then between the 2, then they're going to go, oh, that story fits with where I'm at, right? I'm hitting this same wall that you said you're hitting. You're telling me this story over and over and over again. And so then I'm going to buy in, right? So there you go. So let's back up and talk about podcast sponsorships for a minute, okay? Because the podcast sponsorship ad spot is only like a minute long. I've never seen one that's longer than that unless it's like one of 3 in a 3-hour show, and they're kind of on the more traditional end of things. So this is like twit.tv, some of the political shows that I listen to, they do a 3-hour show. And so it's like, okay, well, we're going to take 5 minutes and we're going to talk about our sponsor, right? But mine are an hour long. I have 3 sponsors in a show. You're getting 45 seconds. Okay. And 45 seconds is enough to say, hey, do you have this problem? Here's how this has solved the problem. Go get the thing, right? And so we can put that in 45 seconds, and we can do that. And I'll tell you, if you can give me a story, a success story to put in there, bingo, bingo, bingo. Anyway, But yeah, so they have to hear it and hear it and hear it and hear it. Or the other thing we can do is we can post it to social media, right? And so if you give us hey, do you have this problem? Go get the solution. Here's a picture, a picture of the product or a logo or a something that's eye catching or an image with the question on it. I've been going through this One Funnel Away challenge, and this is a lot of the stuff that they're teaching us, right? But if you can put that in there and get their attention, then that counts, right? So then you can sponsor 6 to 8 times. We can hit them on social media a bunch of times. We can send an email to our mailing list, right? We've got like 21,000 people on our mailing list. I mean, all of these different places where we can make this connect, right? What I'm trying to tell you is that so you can hit them on our mailing list, you can hit them on our social media, you can hit them on the podcast, and through all these places, we get these 5, 6, 7 hits, and then all of a sudden it's like, maybe I do need that. And then they'll go check you out. Then they'll go take you up on the offer, right? Oh, I can go sign up and I can get an extra month. I can go sign up and I can get the free ebook that tells me how to do the thing. Oh, I can go. And that's the other thing is put together something to give them for free, because that's going to get them in the door. That's why the t-shirts work. That's the offer. I'm way off over there. But this is the thing. This is rule of 7. So if you can get the offer in front of them a whole bunch of times, eventually they'll buy. When I'm doing the promotions for the remote conferences, right? This is my product, right? This is something that I'm putting together. I get speakers to come in, they come and talk. It's the same thing, right? I run that ad every week for like 8 weeks, and I email them. I send them an email campaign about a month out, and then I send them an email campaign a week before the conference. And the reason is because I can get it in their head over and over and over again. Do you want to stay current? Do you want to learn blah, blah, blah? Do you need to level up? And so I'm giving them that message. Then you need to come to the conference, right? And so I'm putting that in their head over and over and over again, right? We put out tweets periodically on the social media, right? So we just did the JavaScript one in May, right? And so I was posting images with the speaker, the name, their talk, all that stuff, and it kept coming up over and over and over again. And then I sent the email out, right? And I doubled the attendance the week before the conference because I was constantly reminding them that they wanted to come because they wanted to stay current and keep up. And so the more times that you can get in front of them, the more times that you can feed them that message, the more times you can tell them your story, that's what's going to happen. But if you're just going to sponsor once and hope that you're going to get that message out and people are going to automatically come, I've only seen that happen one time, and it was a slam dunk offer, and it was the one I told you about. People wanted the free t-shirt. Okay? But at the end of the day, it didn't pay off for them because they didn't have that next offer ready where it was like, hey, it was a monitoring service. Set up monitoring on your server, set up monitoring on your application, set up monitoring on your, right? And so you hit them a couple of times, you tell them that story, you feed them that line. Hey, look, we're going to monitor your server and we'll tell you if there's a problem. Oh, have you had problems with your server getting overloaded? You can set up monitoring. It only takes 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Guess what? This other company was having the same problem you're having. And guess what? They signed up. And so you tell them over and over and over again, hey, do you want us to help you? Do you want somebody to jump on a call and help you set it up? And then people are going, I got the free trial and it's not that hard. And they'll even have somebody help me out. And so then they'll sign up. It's the same thing that ClickFunnels is actually doing to me through the One Funnel Away, right? And so I bought Russell Brunson's book, Expert Secrets, and I started reading it. And I got in and I was reading it, and then I went to check out the other stuff. And I'd heard of ClickFunnels before, but there was so much hype around it. I'm just like, these people are nuts. I mean, there's just no way, they're probably paying these people to talk about it. And I don't know, they may have been, right? So I start checking it out, right? And then I start listening to Russell's podcast, right? And so I get the message over and over and over and over again. And then I'm like, okay, well, I kind of want to see his new book, Traffic Secrets, because traffic is the lifeblood of a podcast network, right? And so I want to see how he's getting traffic, not just to his landing pages, but so that I can drive it to my content, right? And so I get that and I sign up, and then I get an upsell, right? And it's like, well, if you bought Traffic Secrets and it was free, you just pay shipping. Well, if you bought Traffic Secrets, then maybe you want the other books. Chuck, do you want the other books? Chuck wants the other books. And so guess what? I got the dang books, right? And then I get another email, and then I'm going through One Funnel Away. And so I signed up for that, right? And yeah, I mean, that's what's making this connection. And so if you want your sponsorship to work, yeah, you have to have something that gets them in the door, right? You've got to have a good hook and a good story. But from there, after you make them the offer, and they're talking hook, story, offer during ClickFunnels, that's why I'm using their jargon. But once you get them in the door, once you can get their story playing in your story playing in their head, and then you can get them to take the offer. From there, you better have that next offer to get them in line so that they'll go through the process that you want them to go through. And the other thing is that sometimes you'll hook them on the first go, but most of the time you have to hit them again and again and again. So that's the whole point of this. That's what I'm talking about with the rule of 7. Go out there and use it. Sometimes the rule of 7 is actually the rule of 10, and sometimes the rule of 7 is actually the rule of 5. But if you get, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits on them, where you're getting their attention and making them think about your thing, then you're much, much, much more likely to have them take advantage of what you're offering. So anyway, there you go. That's what I've got this week. Sorry, I'm a little fired up, but I keep having the same conversation, and it just drives me nuts because it's been studied. It's basically been proven, and people don't believe it. So go out there, think about how you can get in front of people. If you're sponsoring podcasts, it's real easy because you just talk to the podcaster and you get them to do it for you. And yeah, you might have to pay a little more than you'd pay just to have them mention you on the podcast 6 or 7 times. But I promise you the throughput is worth it. In fact, most of the time when it really pays off is when we do the sponsorship a whole bunch of times. The social media stuff works or doesn't work sometimes, but the second we start sending emails out, man, people get traffic like that. It's crazy. So anyway, there you go. That's what I got this week. Rule of 7. I'll have more tomorrow.